the Ambazonians, pledge their loyalty. Praises to our Savior who granted us the freedom. Allegiance to the hero who fought along we gather. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in a nation, flowing rivers and holy. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation.
Good evening, Ground Zero. Good evening, the diaspora, especially in Europe. Good morning, Asia. All money place day. Shake, shake, chang. I am your humble servant, Dr. Julius Nyih, the Vice President of the Ambazonian Governing Council. I am delighted to be with you today for two main reasons. One, the successful lockdown of the territory that has prevented Cameroon from committing more atrocities, from imposing its will on our people. Secondly, the example that the international community has upheld regarding the recognition of the right of the Palestinian people to self-determination and it for Ambazonia. Fellow countrymen and women, I know some of you are in the dungeons of the enemy in La République du Cameroon. Others are in the dungeons of International Associates of Cameroon in the diaspora. I know many, many more, hundreds of thousands of you are refugees in other countries, Ground 1, Ground 2, Ground 3, and all over the world. Wherever you are, I understand your determination, your desire, your aspirations to be free, to have a homeland that you call yours. That is the driving force behind everything I do. For which the Ambazonian Governing Council was established, that on a day-in, day-out basis, we will reject occupation. We will reject genocide on the Ambazonian people by La République du Cameroon through international conspiracy. And in the last 3 weeks, I wish to sincerely thank you and declare collective victory by the Ambazonian people, by the Ambazonian forces, by the Ambazonian political organization over Cameroon. This has been a collective effort. This is a demonstration of the will of the people through civil disobedience that has had national and international. I congratulate all of you, especially the vulnerable, the women, children, schools, children, as well as those in hospitals that have endured this sacrifice. This sacrifice by locking down the territory and observing it across the entire 13 states of Ambazonia have once more shown Cameroon, shown the international community who is in charge of Ambazonia, who is in control of Ambazonia. We have used the lockdown to project strength and control nationally and internationally. And I can reveal to you that countries you would never believe would call Ambazonia. They rang me to tell me that the Ambazonian people are in control of their own destiny, that they are in control, they have strength, they are in charge of Ambazonia, and that Cameroon's forced normalization, return to normalcy, has fallen flat on its face. I congratulated them as well for noticing the dynamics that we have told them time and again that we are in charge, but they didn't believe us. This wouldn't have come true without the resilience, without the sacrifice, without the suffering of the Ambazonian people. But sometimes when you are suffering, Republic du Cameroon, you know you are in a better place. Because through your civil disobedience, through the 3 weeks lockdown that were called for by my humble self, the Ambazonian Governing Council, all the fighting forces, irrespective of the unit who fight under the flag, who called for this lockdown, did so with the knowledge that your aspirations, that your desire for dignity, for recognition as an independent state will go a long way to determine the posture that Cameroon has been parading vainly in the international system. There is no more doubt with what you have done to show even Cameroonians themselves that you could shut them down. Over the last 3 weeks, the prices of goods and services in Yaoundé and Douala and Bafoussam have skyrocketed. We have increased the cost of occupation. Economic activity has come to a standstill. Revenue that are embezzled in Cameroon's coffers have dried up. We have given them a heavy punch in diplomacy, and your international partners have taken note. Cameroon has an option. Cameroon has the option to call for to end the suffering of its own people. Failure to recognize that this is a political problem that needs a political solution would result in more problems in La République du Cameroon. My country, men and women, you have always been ready. At the onset of this last phase of our struggle for freedom, your leaders requested Cameroon to come on the negotiation table. They denied your existence. They denied the existence of a problem. They were arrogant. They sent their bees. But through peace plans and your understanding of your territory, you shut by the most powerful nations in this world. Cameroon has taken note. Cameroon has reached out to your leaders, Dr. Chulukas Ayaba, my humble self, to negotiate. We have told them that we will negotiate with them after their elections which are not going to take place in Ambazonia because their elections is indeterminate as it stands, despite the postulations of regime armed robbers. My country people, in the coming weeks, the second phase of your civil disobedience will start on Monday. I will come to you to address you people on Independence Day with good news. I call on you to be vigilant, to celebrate however you can within your close circles, within your bubble, making sure that you stay away from the harm that La République du Cameroon may be willing to cause. Ghost towns would continue up to Sunday the 12th and Monday, the normal country Sunday, the 13th of October, because Cameroon elections are on the 12th. Ambazonia is not part of Cameroon. Ambazonia will not participate in any elections or voting. Anybody doing so, we will note you down, we will find you, we will bring you to justice. Political parties are banned in Ambazonia, but because politicians bury their head in the sand like ostriches, the consequences are not what you think. Campaign, distribute election material, vote in Ambazonia at your own risk. In the next phase of the lockdown, I call on our people to be extra vigilant, to take photos and videos of any abuses by Cameroon military and paramilitary forces, by Cameroon established Atanganji boys, by other kidnappers, and expose them on social media. But stay harm's way. Make sure that our vulnerable population are protected. That is the duty of every citizen, every unit, and our political leadership. We ask you all to be steadfast and to note that your suffering, the genocide being perpetrated upon you, is not going unnoticed. What you can do is to take photos, videos, and share as wide as possible. You can learn, countrymen and women, from what is ongoing in Palestine. But before I continue, what the Palestinians have done, exposing their plight, have caused commotion among the citizens of Western nations who turned a blind eye to the plight of the Palestinian people. The citizens of the bandit, and they pushed their leaders who were co-conspirators in the genocide over the Palestinian people to speak up to uphold international law. And in this regard, I wish to thank the United Nations General Assembly for taking a bold step against a tyrannic regime in Israel, for taking a bold step and for showing leadership to make sure that international law is respected, to make sure that there is human right and dignity for the Palestinian people. I also wish to thank Western nations, particularly Mark Carney, Canadian Prime Minister. I wish to thank Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and Emmanuel Macron, of all people, for finally yielding and respecting, for finally turning your eyes towards the calamity, the genocide that is ongoing in Palestine, for also listening to your grassroots, to the population in your country. Without the population in your country telling you to do something, you would have continued in your conspiracy. You have taken a bold step, including the likes of Australia, but most importantly, the nations of Norway, Ireland, and Spain, who were the bearers of the first wave of recent recognition. We thank you for standing with the Palestinian people. We thank the UN General Assembly for initiating a transition negotiation for the Palestinian people so that there is good governance. After the Palestinians, the next dire conflict, as reported by the Norwegian Center for Peace, that has been neglected, is the Ambazonian conflict with Cameroon. We call on these countries that respect the international system and international law, countries that uphold human rights and human dignity, uphold the right to self-determination as inscribed under UN Charter, to recognize Ambazonia. Cameroon is a thug. Cameroon is committing genocide, and that has been reported. Your continuous turning a blind eye to the genocide in Ambazonia does not make good for your historical legacy. Fellow countrymen and women, stay strong, stay blessed. There is good news for you. I will be with you in October. Respect the ghost towns. Any violators of ghost towns will be dealt with. We are noting you. And for those vigilantes, your days are numbered. Hail, even glory. Ambazonia, on my place day.
Glory, we the Ambazonians, special loyalty, presence to our Savior who granted us the freedom, allegiance to the hero who fought along the gather. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in a nation, flowing with the holy glory. Glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty in our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty in our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of this nation.